My father used to tell this joke. Actually, he told it as a joke. It really was a parable of a farmer who goes off to borrow a neighbour's horse because his horse has gone lame and he needs to plough a field. And he starts off the journey, which is about 8 miles. It's not far, but he's talking in his head and he's saying, well, you know, I need this horse really badly, but I can understand now that when I get there, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say, well, yo, you can't have the horse, I'm sorry, but I need the horse. Or he's going to make up some excuse and say, well, my horse is lame as well. Or, absolutely, he doesn't like me. He's always thought I'm a twat and an idiot, and he's probably not even going to open the door to me, so I don't know why I'm even bothering doing this. Anyway, I never really liked this person in the first place. And so he's gradually talked himself out of getting the horse. He arrives at his neighbour, he knocks on the door, the neighbour opens the door with a smile, and the farmer says, well, you can take your sodding horse and you can shove it up your ass. I don't want it, so bugger off! My name is John Pirkis, and this is Diary of a Failed Actor. I couldn't resist bringing us back here to Brooklyn Botanic Gardens. What I want to look at today is our mindset. Our brain is an incredibly powerful instrument, and one that 99.9% of the time we tend to use against us instead of for us. It all sounds very nebulous and frothy when you talk about focusing on end results, and focus creates reality and your reality reveals your focus. I studied life coaching 10 years ago and graduated as a life coach, and then I worked with a wonderful individual, Darren Eden, and on his course of transformation, and it's his teachings that have changed my life and brought me to where I am and changed my mindset as well. Generally what happens, you walk into an audition, you sit in the waiting room, and already you begin to defeat yourself. Purely by looking at who else is around you, immediately say, oh well, they're perfect for the part, I'm not. Do not count yourself out before you've even entered the room. One thing you can do whilst you're sat in the waiting room before you go into the audition to center yourself, contain yourself, clear your mind, is to breathe deeply. 3 deep breaths. Now this is something that you do before every meditation, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment, and you do in a yoga class. And any acting coach worth their salt will also tell you this. Karen West is very strong on this. She is my coach from Los Angeles, and she's also works over here in New York as well. And the first thing she will focus on are these deep breaths. In my classics teacher, Rudy Shelley, who was a legend at Bristol OV, he called it squeezing your lemon. And that means tightening your sphincter, your butt sphincter, and taking that breath from your diaphragm and filling your whole rib cage and diaphragm with that breath. And in doing so, that intake of oxygen clears your brain and removes this chatter. Once you're in the room, you need to keep quietening that chatter. Keep breathing. And then when you leave the room, that's where we also fall foul. I do. Personally, I walk out of that room full of, why did I do that? Why did I say that? What must they think? Oh, they're not gonna bother to call me back. Or if you go to the callback, say, I can't. What? What? And you carry that away with you. You don't just carry that away with you. You then hold on to it. Not just for a day, possibly a week, might be even 2 weeks. But what about within that 2-week period, with the other auditions that you're doing? Are you going to allow that to filter in? So you see what I mean about the brain being so powerful. You're not a psychic. You cannot read these people's minds. You can't determine what they're thinking about you, and they're probably not thinking anything about you the way you believe they are. Something that we don't often have if we're not regularly in work, and that is routine and discipline. And it is incredibly important that we do have that. And one way of achieving that is going to the gym. Meditation is a wonderful thing, and there are many courses you can find on transcendental meditation that help to still you and calm you and place you in a very rooted position. But it is very difficult. Empty your mind of everything. It's awfully difficult to do when your mind is so full and so noisy. But meditation, if you can practice 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes preferably, and one aspect that can cause this total intense focus that is so detrimental to you on a daily basis is the fact that this means everything to you. This acting, this passion that you have is all consuming, that you don't allow anything else in, and that becomes very unhealthy. As a result of that, you will walk into a casting suite with so much desire for why you are there, for what you want, and casting directors will tell you that desperation is overwhelming. You bring that aura into the room with you and you push them away. On top of that, you will so overwhelm yourself that your delivery will be probably like an automaton, or emphasis all in the wrong places, and you will stop breathing, and then all kinds of things will start to happen. You have to have a life, a real life, outside of your acting world. Find something else that takes you away from being introspective, from being so totally focused on your career as an actor, on your acting. And that could be writing. Join a writing workshop. I set up 2 theatre production companies. They weren't necessarily producing work for me to be in, though primarily that was the purpose. I went on to produce other pieces of work for other actors, not including myself, and from there went on to co-found Theatre 503. For a year and a half in the UK, I worked with Crisis Fair Share, and I worked there to help the homeless, feed the homeless, and clothe the homeless for meetings, for job interviews. You can do that whether you're in New York, London, or Los Angeles. You can go and make sandwiches of a day, of an evening, and then go out to the various centres and distribute them. Not only are you taking your mind away from that focus of you are so absolutely giving, and it's very important to give and not focus on simply taking. Be true to yourself, stay focused, keep yourself rooted, quieten your mind, remove that chatter, that white noise that trips yourself up. Keep that practice, keep evolving. We evolve all the time. One thing we know for certain is that whatever you're feeling at this moment now, whatever you consider to be something you're suffering from, even something that you are celebrating and enjoying, it will pass. It passes almost within an instant. It's all about living in the moment, living in the present. And if you can do that in a healthy fashion, everything and anything is possible. My name is John Pirkis, and this is Diary of a Failed Actor.